Hello, everybody, and welcome to the second episode in the business management series. Today's topic is marketing. Now, before we start, marketing is such a broad topic and it's very difficult to cover all bases in any depth manner. The aim of this presentation is to highlight different factors to consider when thinking about marketing and how you can apply them in your clinical practice. So what are we going to look at today? We're going to look at the concept of marketing. So what actually is marketing? We're going to look at holistic marketing, guerrilla marketing, the marketing funnel, so how we make a conversion of marketing to sales, and then we're going to explore the pet parent journey. So the concept of marketing, what is marketing? From the outside, we look at marketing as a product or service or business promotion to generate revenue. However, to successfully plan and execute marketing for any business, there are a few more factors to consider. One being the customer lifetime value. Basically, this is how much revenue will be generated from your customers. There is actually a formula to calculate this, and this can help you decide on what is a suitable budget allocation to be given for marketing. In a simple term, if your customer lifetime value is less than your marketing budget, before you even operate, you're operating at a loss, if you understand my trail of thinking there. I have included a worksheet for this in this episode. Another thing to consider in marketing is your competitors. So how is your market stance? Are you visible to your potential customers in the sense of, do you have a lot of traffic to your clinic? Do you have a good external presence? And also geographical positioning. Are you catering to the potential consumers around? The third part to consider is a marketing plan. So do you have a key plan of how you're going to arrange your marketing strategies, how you're going to execute these strategies? Do you have a planned budget? All of these factors need to be taken into account when considering marketing. Let's move on to holistic marketing. So you can see a couple of definitions on the screen. In a nutshell, holistic marketing is looking at multiple aspects of marketing and combining it all together. If you think about a pie, different slices of the pie are put together to form the whole pie. This is the case for marketing also. So when I talk about holistic marketing, these are the types of things I'm considering. Number one, internal marketing. This is concerned with employees within a business. It's concerned about how employees are dealing with customers, how is their customer service. It's considered with, are employees aligned with the vision and mission of services or products. The second form of holistic marketing is integrated marketing. Integrated marketing creates a seamless experience for the consumer to interact with the brand or business through various communication channels. It may be advertisement, it may be media, etc. The third factor is performance marketing. So this is where we can monitor our marketing, look at the return of investment. Is it actually a beneficial way of marketing? Looks a little bit more into analytics. The fourth part of marketing is relationship and societal marketing. This is mainly concerned with customers, maybe partners of businesses, the ethics and legalities that the business applies, and their outreach to the environment and social setting around them. That is a very quick outline. We're going to take it a little bit deeper now at each factor. Holistic marketing and looking at internal marketing. A company's success with an internal marketing program ultimately relies on the ability to engage and motivate employees. So how can we do that? We can look at employees' contributions and suggestions. Are we validating the feedback you're receiving from employees? We can think about educating employees about the company's products and services so their customer service is good. We can also think about their work-life balance, their employment packages they receive. And the last one, we providing opportunities for advancement, professional development, and general promotion, and review of their achievements within the workforce. Now, what's quite interesting is 73% of employees who believe they work for a purpose-driven company are engaged. So internal marketing can positively influence this and engage employees more. Some examples of this is the electronics arts, which are responsible for a lot of gaming. We have Royal Canin. So Royal Canin's headquarters is in France. They have a pet-friendly office. CVS is a corporate veterinary group in the UK. They have extensive programs for employees with a range of benefits. Moving on, looking at integrated marketing. So marketing across various channels is imperative for attaining new customers, providing consistent brand exposure, and developing a business. Now, what do we think about when we look at integrated marketing? Customer focus, so your geographical and customer lifetime value is important here. You can think about print marketing, whether that's internal and external, banner ads, social media, strategic events, search engine optimization. These are integrated forms of marketing. What are the benefits of integrated marketing? The benefits are a constant narrative. So no matter where your customer goes to seek out your business, the narrative is the same. Also, it can help with what we call a seamless customer journey. So for example, if they go online, to your website, if they go on social media pages, they are getting the same experience. One thing I will mention here is don't confuse integrated marketing with omni-channel marketing, okay? Integrated marketing is concerned with the marketing message, okay? Omni-channel marketing is concerned with the customer experience. So if you think about your business, are your marketing messages established across the organization, and are your marketing channels complementing each other? If they aren't, it could be an area that you wish to review and maybe change or improve if necessary. The next form of holistic marketing is relationship and societal marketing. So relationship marketing is important for retention initiatives, so retaining your customers, personalized services, so if you have regular customers, referring to them Mr., Mrs. by their names, loyalty schemes, after sales services. These are all components of relationship marketing. Societal components are environmental friendly practices contributing to the responsibility of building a better society. What are the benefits of relationship and societal marketing? The benefits are ensuring customer retention. If you apply relationship and societal marketing, it's very likely that you will retain more customers. From a societal aspect, you're very likely to generate more business and brand awareness. Also, you're increasing the opportunities for cross-selling and upselling. Okay, so if people are aware of you, say through positive word of mouth, through your relationship marketing, then they see your presence in a societal concept, it's very likely opportunities will increase for cross-selling and upselling. Retained customers actually have a higher expenditures than new customers. So some businesses may focus more on getting new customers inside, whereas actually more expenditure comes from our loyal customers. I'll give you an example. It's not veterinary related, but the Body Shop was established in 1976. The company uses only natural vegetable-based materials as ingredients for the products, and it's a very strong advocate for community trade, protection of the planet and animals. They have a very strong societal component in their marketing. I want to show you this example. This is from the PDSA, which is a charitable-based pet hospital in the UK. And this marketing is a good example of the societal marketing that is useful when looking at holistic marketing. So that is a very nice video there just to highlight a concept of societal marketing. The next factor to consider in holistic marketing is performance marketing. So as I mentioned earlier, this is more focused on return of investment, looking at the analytics behind marketing, more specifically online marketing. So what is performance marketing? So there's multiple ways that you can do performance marketing. For example, displaying advertisements on media platforms, search engine marketing, social media marketing, affiliate marketing. And what they do is they actually do, how to phrase it, they do different ways where they can monitor how many leads you get from clicks on certain advertisements, how much a cost per sale will equate to, etc. How to do performance marketing? You need to start with a specific goal in mind. For example, you may wish to attract traffic to a specific advertisement online. Choose the channels that make sense for your business, whether that be social media, landing pages, etc. Launch the content and monitor and optimize the campaign. You evaluate what has happened and pivot as necessary. As mentioned, the benefits of performance marketing, you can measure the return of investment. For example, you invested X amount of money into this marketing campaign. You can then trace back what traffic, what business that has brought for your clinic, pet shop, etc. It's very easy to manage campaign budgets, so you can choose specific amounts to use for each campaign. and it does have expanded advertising reach. This takes us on to the next point, which is social media marketing. I think it's very closely related with performance marketing in the sense of being able to analyze what is getting done. So does anybody recognize this icon? This is MySpace. Some people may be familiar with this from back in 2004. I know I was. It was a page where you could, chat with friends. You could upload your favorite song at the time, change fonts, etc. It was great. Now, over 20 years, social media has grown massively. You probably recognize a lot of these icons now as well. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. There's multiple platforms now available. So they can be useful personally, whether you want to interact with friends, general just see what's happening around the world, but they can also be used in a business setup. What's interesting is using social media marketing, you broadly expand your reach. You reach a lot of viewers. 4.76 billion users are worldwide. This is 59% of the overall world population. It's crazy. So how do you utilize social media marketing? You need an objective. So if you run a campaign or you open a page, etc., you really need to be aware of the objectives you want from having the social media presence. You can do push campaigns for your target audience. You can prepare a calendar for content release to make sure your platforms are active. And there's also an opportunity to track and review what you're posting to maximize the return from the usage. What are the benefits? In itself, it has a form of customer relationship management, whether that's, direct messaging, comments, etc. It is a form of relationship management. You have shareable content. So for example, if multiple people like your content, there's a chance they will share it and it will become even more reachable. You have brand exposure, viral marketing, and segmentation. So we've touched on the 4 key aspects of holistic marketing and a little bit on social media marketing. Why am I going on about this? So there's been several publications that have shown that there's a positive direct correlation between holistic marketing and overall organizational performance. From holistic marketing, there's been an increase in market share, improvement in customer retention, increase in new customers and loyal customers, increased rate of cash flow and return on investments, generally a positive brand image, and enhanced customer satisfaction. So the list is pretty good for the benefits from applying a holistic approach to your marketing. Now we're going to move on to the marketing funnel. So this is a concept that highlights the cusp between your marketing and how that converts to a sales. We're going to look at it in each step. The key aspects for marketing funnels is there's no single funnel that fits all. It's very adaptable. Effective marketing efforts consider the funnel to optimize desired outcomes. The theory of the marketing funnel has been around since 1898, and it's widely regarded as the first formal theory of marketing, which is quite interesting. So this is one I have crafted just to help visualize how it all works. It doesn't look much like a funnel, but I think you can get the gist of the image. So at the top of the funnel, we have awareness and interest. So the awareness and interest is solely coming from the marketing division. Okay, we need an influence from holistic marketing here to start to build relationship with the customer, whether that's to offer services, offer products that they may like. After awareness and interest is built, we move to consideration and intent. Now, this is a combination of both really marketing and sales divisions. Here, you've already gained the interest from the customer. Now you have to nurture that interest. So this is where your sales division come in a little bit more. They give further product information and nurture the relationship between the consumer and the possible purchase of services or products. After that, we move to evaluation and purchase. So the customer, once they've seen the marketing, once they've had the interaction regarding the sale, they will evaluate and hopefully purchase. Okay? Now, with this, the customer needs to have had a positive experience. They need to have been given thorough, relevant information. And then once the purchase is made, this starts all over again. It's an ongoing process. We can look at it in a different format, okay, which is in the circular format you can see on your screen, but it is the same, okay. This edition looks at a loyalty loop. So this shows you how the marketing funnel is not necessarily a funnel, but more of a loop. So we have initial consideration around point 1, and then we move through with active evaluation to point 2, which is the moment of the purchase. We have the post-purchase experience, which then again triggers the loyalty loop and continues the cycle of the customer journey through marketing and sales. I hope that is clear. Now we're going to look at another type of marketing. This is guerrilla marketing. Now, this method is seen as the surprise and unconventional tactics of marketing. Okay, you have different types of guerrilla marketing. You have an ambient guerrilla marketing, which is advertisement in natural environments. You have a projection guerrilla marketing, which is on billboards or buildings. You have ambush, which is event advertisement, and you have grassroots, which is generally a leaflet distribution. So what are the pros and cons of guerrilla marketing? Pros, it's less expensive compared to other marketing techniques. You can be creative, you have a mass target audience, and it can generally be fun. What are the downsides? It's difficult to really gauge a return of investment from this type of marketing. And some people may not like the marketing because it is very, in your face type of marketing. Let's have a look at some examples. So let's look at the fails. Okay, so back in 2007, Cartoon Network done a promotion within a huge LED sign resembling a character from a show. The sign actually created a bomb scare in the United States and cost the broadcasting company around $2 million in fines, which is crazy. The next fail I can share with you is from 2005. The Guinness World Records attempted to do a Snapple promotion, which is drinks, ice lollies, in New York City Park by creating a 25-foot popsicle in the height of summer. Now, needless to say, this melted and left a very sticky residue, which required the fire department to come and intervene, again causing a fine to be applied to the company. So these are seen as fails. What about successes? So as you can see here, this is a frontline campaign that was carried out in a shopping mall in the USA. As you can see from a distance, it looks like the dog is scraping the fleas from himself, but these are actually passerbys in the mall. But it's very cool, it's very effective. The one underneath was from Fiji Water. So during the Golden Globes in 2019, Fiji Water done this, ambush campaign, where you can see in the pictures, the Fiji Water is positioned in key areas with some high-profile celebrities. This is a pretty clever technique done here. Now I want to quickly show you this video. This is another successful campaign that was carried out in the UK. This was for an animal shelter, and they had a heavy marketing push for rehoming. So we'll take a look at this video. So as you can see, this is an example of projection and grassroots guerrilla marketing. Leaflets were handed out to passerbys, and the leaflet held a identity chip type IT solution, and it could navigate the advertisement towards the people passing through the chip inserted in the leaflet. And it was a success. So that is an example there. Now, what type of guerrilla marketing do we see here? So we have grassroots and ambient. So we have handing out leaflets, we have in the environment. I'm quite proud to say that the brown and white dog is actually myself there. This was back in 2010 when I was working in a clinic in the UK. It was a very fun and successful open day. Now we're going to take a look at the pet parent journey. Okay, so what is the pet parent journey? This is us pet owners, what we go through from acquiring an animal through to when they become an elderly animal. The pet parent journey, how can we optimize it? So if we understand the pet parent journey, we can use opportunities to encourage positive business growth. So it needs to be consumer focused. So we need to understand pet parents. We need to be promoting well-being, so it's also pet focused. And as a business, we need to be looking for sales opportunities. So what we need to do to understand the pet parent journey and apply that to our business is prioritize moments to best serve the pets and optimize marketing and sales opportunities. Let's have a look in more detail. Now this is something I've put together. So along the top you will see the journey of a pet parent. So we have consideration and acquisition, we have the adaptation phase, we have the lifetime care, and we have medical care. Underneath the journey you will see the time frame. So generally pet owners will consider and acquire a pet based on a decision over a couple of days, a few weeks. The adaptation phase of when they've took the pet on as part of their family can take weeks to months, and then the lifetime care can be months to years. Medical care is periodically. It's not something that is needed all of the time. So let's have a look from owners' considerations, business objectives, and tactics of how we can best market and cater to the needs of pet parents in each phase of the journey. First, let's look at the consideration and acquisition. So as we mentioned, it can be days or weeks. Now at this time, the owner will be thinking, what is the right pet for me? What cost and care is involved? From a business objective, we can educate and advise potential customers on owning a pet. This is where we start to build engagement with potential customers. What tactics can we apply here to engage? Well, we can offer consultations, so they could be chargeable for professional time, and it's also an opportunity to introduce the business that you offer to potential pet owners. So these are things to consider at the acquisition phase of the pet parent journey. If we move along and look at the adaptation phase, which can be weeks to months, the owner's considerations at this time are: what are the needs of my pet? How can I understand my pet? The business objective here is to recruit new customers, okay? It's to recruit pet owners into your veterinary clinic. Again, what tactics can we use here? Consultations. We can think about puppy and kitten care, which can come from your nursing staff, and we need to think about sales opportunities. So if you imagine a pet owner has just acquired a pet, whether that's a puppy, a kitten, a rescue, a geriatric pet, they are going to need to cater to that pet's needs. Multiple sales opportunities are available here, whether that be nutrition, bedding, toys, training equipment, etc. It's all opportunity to increase business. Then if we move on to lifetime care, so what is the owner's considerations during the lifetime of care? They may be thinking, how do I take care of my pet's well-being? Do I need to visit the vet regular? Am I traveling? Who can take care of my pet? I would like to socialize with my pet. These are all considerations that may come to the owner during the lifetime of care. Now, what are the business objectives here? The objectives are to be a point of contact for all pet needs. You want to build loyalty with your customers. What tactics can we use here to do that? Sales, promote international campaigns, optimize your service offerings, whether that be additional grooming, boarding, socialization and behavior services. Think about your consultations, maximize an opportunity, whether that be annual vaccinations, a checkup for pets every 3 to 6 months with a reminder, and even think about the integration of a loyalty club. The next part of the journey is medical care. As we mentioned, this is periodically. What would the owner be considering? I'm unsure if my pet is feeling unwell. My pet has a chronic health issue. How can I care for them? My pet is now aging. How do I care for them? What are the objectives here? The objectives here are to give reassurance and education to pet owners for the treatment of their animals. How can that be applied? What tactics do we use? Again, consultations, workups, whether that be medical or surgical interventions, support to pet owners to understand health conditions their animals may have. It's important to utilize the layman terms here so that pet owners understand. Focus clinics for disease processes. So for example, qualified veterinary nurses may embark on a clinic journey here, having clinics of information for pet owners. Their pets may be suffering from diabetes, obesity, renal failure, etc. These are all components to consider. And continuity. It needs to be a tactic to have continuity. So whether that's checkup appointments, periodic appointments, etc. So as you can see, there are multiple opportunities here. There's different objectives for every part of the pet parent journey, along with different tactics to apply. Now, this is just a general scope. I have included a worksheet where you can actually explore this yourself and take it back to clinic and utilize. That brings us to the end of this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you found it useful. In summary, marketing is a strategic process, okay? And it does require planning. We mentioned that very early. Marketing is not a one-way street, okay? In marketing, it's very good practice to consider a holistic approach. Your pet parents and responsible pet ownership should be a key focus of any marketing campaigns that you do. Now, you will find some resources included that you can use. They will be in this region for you to take away. If you have any questions, you can refer to the references here, or you can simply drop me an email for any further advices. If you want to give any feedback, it's more than welcome. And thank you very much for joining us for the second episode in the series. Thank you.